Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are here. We are live. Oh my gosh. And today we are going to be diving into advanced MindPal strategies with the amazing Tham, the founder of MindPal, co-founder, right? Co-founder, is that right?
Yes, that's right.
Okay. But I'm so stoked that you're here. We have so much to cover, and I know so many of you have already been digging into these features. So I know I have several questions. I know you probably have lots of questions. I want to get us started right away. So let's do the quickest gratitude race on the planet. We are already live. We are already recording. Let's just drop what you're grateful for in the chat. Let's take like 10 seconds of gratitudes this morning. We have so much to cover, and this is going to be seriously amazing. I cannot wait. Okay. And as some of you know, over the weekend, I built what I personally think is the most amazing thing I've ever built in my life. I've never seen anything like it. What I did was I took MindPal and I turned it into a Chrome extension that can follow me around the internet, and it connects to my high level. Did you guys see it? Did anybody not see it? Let's put a dot 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 on our gratitudes, and then I'll jump into my like major gratitude. Dot dot dot. Okay. Tham, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna show like how to do this at the very end, like we talked about. So I'm just gonna show what it is really quick so you guys can see the final thing that we're gonna cover today. I'm freaking out like majorly. So let me show you. I can be on any website. Okay, any website. I'm on Facebook right now. Woo! Y'all, we got 9 more friends in the waiting room. Oh, because I accidentally added a dot 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 into my search. That's so funny. Okay. Uh, I'm on any website. I can be on Facebook, whatever it is. I click my little Chrome extension and up pops my little Bobby bot, who is my AI assistant created with MindPal, connected to my StarFunnels account using MCPs, which we're going to go over with them today. So literally, I can ask this, like, do you know this person? Here's what I've been using it for the most. When people are commenting or doing other things, and I'm like, oh, I can't remember if the person's in this program or not, I can just ask us, do you know this person? What tags do they have on their name? And it'll search through high level and tell me what tags they have, tell me what they have access to. I can say, send an email, send a text message, add them to this course, and it does it. Move them in this opportunity. So when you're in there doing your sales activity, this thing is going to be able to be like it would be if I messaged someone on our team and said, hey, go log into StarFunnels. Hey, go log into high level and do this thing. But I don't have to do that anymore. I can do it all through this little assistant. So this is just scratching the surface of what is possible. And Tham, I am so excited that you are here to lead the way. I'm going to keep letting everybody in. Let's give Tham the biggest round of applause. I'm so grateful. Whooshes. Okay.
Hi, everyone.
And what do you think should we put on like focus glasses? Should we have like a decision cap? What do you think we should do to get started here? What's going to help us in getting the most out of what you're about to cover? Susie's going to have a dance party. What do you think?
Are you asking me?
Yes.
uh, I don't know. Maybe I just have one little question.
Okay.
If you guys could rate your understanding of MCP from 1 to 5, with 1 being you have no idea at all, and 5 being you can build some awesome stuff with MCP right now, how would you rate that? Okay, I saw a few ones. A lot of 2 and 3s. So in the middle. Okay, I haven't seen any 4 or 5 yet.
I saw like a couple, maybe one or a 10. Dottie is a 10 already. We've got a 3, 1,
Oh,
4,
yeah, yeah.
Georgetta.
Yeah, I
Tracy's a
saw
4.
I
Brenda's a
saw
4. We got
Dottie.
a couple 4s in there because we have
Molly,
been
I
a few 3s
Yeah,
in our.
misunderstood the
Tracy, Brenda.
question.
Yeah.
I
What?
thought she asked if she could raise us from a 1 to a 5, how would we value that? I
Oh,
would value that at a 10.
I thought you were just like a real wizard, Dottie. So I think we're probably about like on average like a 2, a 2 on average. We do have some people who have been playing, but we're really excited to have you jump in. And I know that there's some nuance in there that maybe we've missed. So let's put on focus glasses before we jump into this, that we're going to really focus with them and then we'll get to the possibility at the end. Okay. So Tham, we do these little focus glasses. We're all going to focus and let you just take over. Whoosh. I'm going to become a full student as well. I'm going to switch my camera. I'm going to give you full control. So are you ready to take it away?
Yeah, I'm ready. Let
Amazing.
me.
Hooray.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, so based on our little poll previously, it looks like most of you are in the middle of the spectrum of understanding MCP. So I guess you guys probably have heard of it, or you guys had some idea of it, but you guys don't really understand the full picture of what MCP is and why it is here. So that's perfect for today's call. So I'm requested by Molly to join and give you guys a tour around the world of MCP. So I want to give you guys a presentation on what actually MCP is and show you guys a couple of use cases as well as some tips I have learned after helping many customers build some awesome stuff with MCP over the past, I think, 4 months. So let's get started. I'm gonna show my screen here.
And as we go through today, if you guys have questions, let's follow our question process with the Q in front of the question, and then I'll jump in and like them if we need to stop at any point. Is that cool if I jump in and ask questions?
Yeah, sounds
Okay.
great.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So so let's just get started. I think the most the top one question people had when it comes to MCP or Model Context Protocol is what the heck is MCP? So if you guys, I have a quick question. If any of you guys can provide one sentence description of MCP, how would you put it? Let me see if there are any of you guys who actually grasp the gist of MCP. Plug and play, yeah, kinda. Connect app to app, but with a brain. A switchboard operator that connects your wishes to the proper tool. That's great. Connect suits magician. Okay, yeah. So thanks for your input. I think we got some. I think my favorite two descriptions that you guys put out are by Crandall. She said plug and play. I think this is quite true. I will explain it in a little bit in a moment. And Molly said that it's a switchboard operator that connects your wishes to the proper tools. That's also quite close to what MCP is. So basically, you can think of MCP as a bridge for between your AI and any tools you have. So it could be your, let's say your HubSpot account where you store your CRM. It could be your YouTube channel where you have all your videos and you want to add new video. It could be maybe your Facebook ads account where it stores any like all the analytics data about your campaigns. So essentially, we always have a lot of business tools. And for AI has, like before MCP, AI has already been such a helpful assistant for us that can answer questions, help us do tasks. But one missing link is that it's very challenging to get the AI to interact with your business tools. So for example, if you want to ask your AI about like how your latest campaign is performing on Facebook ads, it's very like challenging to do so. Or if you want to ask your AI to, let's say, save a blog post you have just created to your CMS, technically, you can do all of these things without MCP. So before MCP, you can still, like some AI apps still have some sort of integrations or some sort of API connection where you can define the API setup of these tools and let the AI like run the AI API directly. The problem is that this is very challenging, especially for non-technical folks, because think of it this way. If you have, let's say, 10 business tools and you have 10 AI agents, then you would need to create 10 multiplied by 10, and that means 100 different connections just to make this work. But
Which
what
that
if you
took
have
1,000 years. Like there were
yes,
people who were
yes,
building these things out, but it took so long and it was so complicated. And if one little thing broke on one of them, you'd have to go search through and figure out which little thing broke. So
yes,
that's where the magic is in the fact that it's like able to search and figure out which of the tools to use. You don't have to build out all those little teeny tiny connection pieces. I love it.
yeah, and that's not to say because there are just hundreds of tools out there. It's very like time consuming and difficult for an AI assistant to build out all the integrations for you. So like if you wait for ChatGPT or Claude or MyPal us to incorporate all the tools that you need, it may take us weeks or even months or years just to add all the integrations. Now, what if we have some sort of a USB-C port that you can just plug into any AI, and that AI instantly knows all the tools that you have in your business stack, and it will have read access, it will have write access, so it will, whenever you ask it to do something, it will just search for the tools available in your USB-C and then use that tools on your behalf. So that is what MCP is designed for. So now think of it this way. Instead of having to create 100 connections to connect 10 AIs to 10 business tools, you need just one single connection. And that one single connection already contains all your 10 business tools. And now whenever you have a new AI agent, you just plug that into any AI agent, and that AI agent instantly has access to all of these tools. So that's the reason why MCP is born. Now, so I think at this point, you guys may be wondering, so why we need MCP at all? Like, what is the difference between using AI with MCP compared to using AI in a traditional integration platform like Zapier or Make? Because technically, you can still have the like AI node inside Zapier or Make or Go high level workflow, right? So why you need AI for with MCP in this case? So does anyone know like why? Can you guess like what's the main difference between using AI with MCP compared to like just adding an AI step to a traditional cross-app automation workflow?
And we've had a lot of questions about this already come in actually, like why not, like does this replace Zapier?
Yeah.
Is this replacing APIs? So you're right on track with this next.
Yeah, I love Susie's answer here. That's very spot on. Automatic decision of which tool. So the reason, yeah. So to understand why MCP is useful, you need to first understand how powerful AI is at using different tools right now. So you know, an AI agent right now consists of three main things. One is the brain. So it would be the AI model that you choose to power that AI agent. This is like the raw intelligence. So you can select ChatGPT, you can select Claude, or you can select Gemini as the brain for your AI agent. The second thing are instructions. Instructions here would be any guidelines or rules or playbook or knowledge sources that you provide to the AI agent. So it understand exactly what its job is and how to do it. And then the third thing, very important, is tools. So an AI agent that only has a brain and instructions is like an employee who can only talk, it just spit out words. But if you want the AI to actually do something useful for you, chances are you would need it to interact with your business tools, either because you want it to read data from your business tools to perform evaluation or analysis, or like Molly just showed you, she builds a CRM AI assistant that goes with her across the internet. So whenever she has any questions about a lead, she can open that AI assistant and ask it without having to navigate any confusing dashboards or too many clicks. So that AI assistant needs access to her CRM, right? And sometimes, like if you need the AI to, let's say, do something for you, like save a blog post, publish a post, send an email, create a Google Docs, etc. These AI still need access to your business tool, your Google Workspace. So that means, so the tools is the third component that is very important, because it gives the hands to your AI. So with the tools, your AI cannot just talk, it can actually take action for you. So the reason, and like with so many advancements in the world of AI right now, AI is very good at using tools. It's very good because it is able to understand the different jobs and the different purposes of these tools. It understands how these tools work. So that means it can select which tool to use autonomously and flexibly, depending on the context of the chat, depending on your query. That's the powerful thing. And that's not all. The AI can actually now use multiple tools in one turn, or even call one tool with different configuration simultaneously. So imagine this. If you are giving your AI a tool to, let's say, for example, let's take Molly's CRM assistant as an example. If you watch her video, you will see that she tried asking the AI assistant about one single lead, but technically she can ask it about 5 leads at the same time. And the AI assistant can still run the tool, like the search tool, 5 times simultaneously to pull out the lead. And the cool thing is that this is not based on any predefined configuration. Like in Zapier or Make traditionally, the AI actually understands what's going on inside the chat context. It understands whether Molly is asking for 1 lead or 3 leads or 5 leads. It understands whether I wanted to pause a little bit before to wait for my human approval before actually doing the task and things like that. So that's the powerful things. The AI is intelligent and autonomous. So when you give in it all of these capabilities, it is able to decide when to use and how to use it without much configuration on your side. Like if you are using this with Zapier or Make in the past, you would need to configure every single parameter available in the tool, like the API, etc. But the AI, it will do all of those configurations for you, and that's what makes MCP so powerful. So so the key thing to remember here is that MCP does not replace traditional integrations. If you have a process with rule-based logic that you want like 100% accuracy and reliability, for example, you have a process to, let's say, if a new lead is added to your CRM, you would send this email, or you would create something like, it's very rule-based and black and white logic like that. You should still use traditional integrations because one, is reliable, it doesn't have the intelligence component, so it will not like it don't have to think every time it does the job, so it will just follow your exact like logic
I
and
think that's
configuration.
a really good point, because
Yeah,
sometimes we want tools that have the ability to think and reason on their own, and sometimes we
yeah,
want tools that just do exactly what we want them to do. We don't want to give
yeah.
them any sort of autonomy or reasoning. So it's really important to keep those things separate and know that this is not going to replace all of your automations anywhere, everywhere. It's more for the more nuanced types of things that you're doing.
Yeah, yeah. And another thing to keep in mind is that using AI is expensive. You are like using the tokens, etc., in your OpenAI or Cloud accounts. So if you have a process or a task that is very rule-based and black and white logic, then you should just go for traditional integrations because it's much more reliable and cheaper. But I will show you in a moment some use cases where AI with MCP will shine. Okay, so yeah, that's it. One quick question. Some people also ask me, why should I care about MCP anyway? So is this a new tech buzzword that will go away in like 1 or 2 months? I'm confident to say that MCP is here to stay. And let me share with you why. 3 reasons. One is that, as I have explained, this MCP is not like built out of nowhere. It actually builds on the basis of the 2 years power of AI, and it's really needed, and like the timing is really great. Secondly, this MCP make your AI more connected than ever by decentralizing integrations, because instead of relying and like waiting for ChatGPT or Claude or MyPal or every single AI app you're using to add each integration one by one, you can now like just plug in to unlock any integrations. It's almost like plug and play, and then like it's very easy to set up, and you instantly like you can let any AI to have access to almost any tool you can have. So that just makes your AI a lot more connected than before. And the third reason is that MCP is getting mainstream. Like before, I think before earlier this year when MCP just came out, people are uncertain about whether this is just like a nice hobby or something. But actually, right now, MCP is being adopted by many major players. Even ChatGPT has just released their MCP support, so you can connect in MCP to ChatGPT now. You can also do so with Claude, the original developer of MCP, and many more other tools. So I'm sure, I'm sure that like this is the perfect time for you to get started with the world of MCP because it's still very new. Not many people are confident or proficient with MCP, which means if you learn it now, you get started now, you will get a head start compared to many other people. So,
Can I jump in about that really quick also? This is so helpful. And this is the one thing that for me, like over the weekend, I was telling my husband that I was like ready to cry because not even ready. I was like, so I'm going to just add myself in here with you for a second. And
okay,
I'm sitting down here now. But so the fact that when High Level released this thing on Friday, which was like on the 4th of July, which is a holiday here for those of us in the States, right? But they release all their new things on Friday. And I happened to see that Sean posted about this. We have a bot set up on our Slack account that has all high level updates are sent into Slack automatically. That's done with Zapier, not with an MCP. It's like when a new update comes in, right? We get notified. Oh, I meant to keep you as a spotlight. How did I do that? Hold on. There, we're together now. Okay. So what was the most like mind-blowing thing to me about this, and I could start crying about it right now. The fact that we have allowed ourselves to kind of stay in this messy middle of trying to figure out what the heck this stuff is, so that when a new easier version of the tool, or when a new like really, powerful version of this comes out, I was able to go in and implement it so quickly because I allowed myself to stay familiar with this kind of stuff and just be open to learning, that I have goosebumps everywhere. I cannot believe what I was able to build in literally 15 minutes because I forced myself to figure these things out. And I can see that you may be in a place, if you're with us today, that you're like, oh, this seems a little overwhelming. Like Tham just said, this is becoming mainstream. It's becoming like a normal thing that people are going to be doing in business in the future. And most people have no clue what it is. So the fact that you're here today and just kind of allowing yourself to stay in this messy middle, when it gets easier and easier, you are going to be light years ahead of all the other people who are doing, business stuff. So I just think this is such a huge opportunity, and I'm just so grateful, and I'm so proud of all of us for being on this call today and for stretching our brains. So just take a moment to really like give yourself some thanks as Tham keeps going. Just wanted to highlight.
Yeah, and I'm also have blocking my next 2 hours for you. So I'm doing this slow. I will try to explain as more as descriptive as possible about MCP. So if you have any
It's so
questions,
helpful.
just let me know.
Thank you.
Okay, let me bring back my
Yes.
screen. Okay, the next question. So I will keep this quick. How MCP actually works. You don't have to understand everything, but I think it's helpful for you to understand how, like roughly how this connection works behind the scenes. So you better understand what's going on, and you may be, better know how to deal with it. So think about it this way. I have these two boxes. One is your AI. This could be anything, okay? This could be MindPal. This could be ChatGPT. This could be Claude. This could be anything. And now I have an MCP server. People often use the word server, but you can think of it as a toolkit. So this is your MCP toolkit. And inside this MCP toolkit here, you can put you can create an MCP toolkit for yourself. There are some platforms that allow you to do that. I will show that with you in a moment too. But essentially, you can create these MCP servers on for yourself, and then you can add anything like your HubSpot, maybe your let's say your YouTube channel, or maybe something like let's say Amazon to get data from their products and stuff. So now you put all of these tools inside your toolkit here. I will leave it at this. And now this MCP toolkit will be like identifiable with a URL. So it could be something like your MCP toolkit.com. So this URL would be generated by your MCP server platform. It's not generated by you, but you will get, this is like the address of your MCP server. And now when you connect this back to your AI here, this is where the magic happened. So essentially, what happened is that, okay, so this is you connect. What happened is that the AI can automatically talk to your MCP server behind the scene. So the AI will connect to the MCP server, and the MCP server would share with the AI your HubSpot, YouTube, Amazon tools here. And now the AI will have access to all of these 3 tools here. And now when you ask the AI something later on, like for example here, this is you. When you ask something, when you ask the AI something, like, okay, let me use this. You will ask it something, the AI will answer, but but when it try to answer your question, it will see if it needs any of these tools to answer your question. And if it needs, then it will answer your question along with using the tools. So for example, if you ask the AI to, let's say, scrape the reviews of product A, it will receive your question and it will check all the tools here, and it will see that, okay, out of these HubSpot, YouTube, Amazon tools, I'm gonna need this Amazon tool to scrape the product reviews. So it will call this Amazon tool here, wait for the response from this tool, and then based on the results of Amazon scraping, it will answer your question based on the results that it has just got from Amazon. So the key thing here is that two things that you can see from this graph here is that, one, the moment you connect your MCP toolkit to your AI will automatically knows what tools are inside without your intervention. So it's just magic like that. You don't have to do anything else. Just literally plug this URL into your AI. You don't have to even care what's going on behind the scene. And the second thing that you can see is that when you ask the AI to do something for you, it will automatically decide what tools to use and even what inputs to be provided to the tool based on your chat context. So this is what this is how it works. You can you don't have to know all the technical details, but I think once you understand what's going on behind the scene, you will be better know how to prompt your AI agent with these MCP servers. Okay, so I think I'm gonna skip this. Okay, I think I'm gonna cover this quickly. So there are actually two types of MCP servers. There are the local ones and the remote ones. So the local ones are local means the MCP servers stay on your computer. So I think have you guys ever seen any videos where people open Claude and then another desktop app side by side, and then they ask Claude to do something, and for some reason that desktop app on the other side just like being manipulated with Claude? So let me see if, yeah. So like there are some videos of people that show like when they use the desktop app of Claude, they often allow Claude to manipulate some of their desktop apps. For such videos, they are likely using local MCP servers. So these are the kind of MCP servers that you need to download to your computer to use. So I think that you don't have to care about this. This is very technical. This requires you to understand coding to configure everything, download the code, etc. But this is not necessary because we have the second type of MCP servers, which is the remote one. So this is the one that you should care about. And remote means the MCP servers stay on the cloud. You don't have to download anything. So you don't, no complicated setup, no technical knowledge required. And most of these remote MCP servers will have a very visual configuration for you to control. So it's much easier to control. And the most important thing is that by making your MCP servers remote or on the cloud, you are able to share the AI agents with MCP server with other people. Because think of it this way, if Molly, if for example, if I try to build an AI agent with, let's say, Amazon scraping tools, and I want to share with you guys to try. Then if I'm using the local setup of MCP servers, that means I would need you guys to download the MCP server code on every single device for you to try it. But when it's remote, you don't have to do any download. People don't have, like the users who use your agents don't have to download anything. it's instantly shareable across everyone. So this is the kind of MCP servers that you should care about. These remote types are the kind of MCP servers that are accessible via a simple URL. So I just want to share this with you in case when you research more about MCP and you found out some cool use cases of people showing like Claude with some desktop apps, they may be cool. But one thing to note is that these kinds of local servers, it's not possible for you to share the agents with these MCP servers with other people. So keep that in mind when you explore MCP. Okay, and also this remote servers is also the only type that we support, because on MindPal, if you're familiar, one of our feature is allowing you to share all the agents and workflows you have built with anyone. So it doesn't make sense, it doesn't work if you use local MCP servers. Okay, now let's go on to the most exciting part. What are the use cases of MCP? So I just jot out three most common use cases that I have seen so far. But then I will show you some of the very concrete examples right away. So you can use MCP servers for three types of tasks. One is to read data from the apps, and the benefit of using MCP in this case is that by connecting your AI direct to your data apps, could be your CRM, could be your let's say some database that you have, then you don't have to open any dashboard or click too much to do any analysis or discovery tasks. So this is perfect for brainstorming, researching, planning, etc. Because in this case, the AI is doing the analysis and the like checking the data on your behalf. The second type of MCP use cases are the kinds that you need AI to take some action on your business tools for you. So I think this is perfect in case you want to deliver the results of AI to your actual business tools.
Okay.
So let's say if you have
Mom,
the
if there's
AI
anything
to
forgotten, then Phoenix,
That's just here.
okay.
It's my
someone
board.
speaking.
Ava,
Okay.
I got it.
Yeah. The second type of use cases would be perfect if you want to, like after the AI have done something, you want to ask it to deliver that result to your actual business tool. So for example, maybe after the AI draft an email, you want it to send it to somewhere. Or after the AI created a blog post or created an email sequence, you wanted to actually create that email campaign on your business tools for you. So this is very useful for such cases. And the third kind of use case is to read data from sources not owned by you. So this would be cases when you want to scrape data on social media or Google Maps or anything. There are also MCP servers that allow you to do this very conveniently, and I will show you shortly. Okay, so to show you exactly what I mean so far, let me show you three examples using the top three MCP server platforms right now. Zapier MCP, Make MCP, and Epify MCP. Just keep into a consideration, these are actually just the three most popular MCP servers. There are actually a lot of MCP servers out there right now. I think Molly is gonna show you how to create an AI agent with Go high level MCP.
Yeah. Can we also do a little poll and just see between Zapier and Make? Like, can you just write in the chat whether you're using Zapier or Make for integrations already? Because when I first started creating things in here, I was focusing on Make because it was more of like the newer one that people were using, but I use Zapier mainly behind the scenes, and I realized, like, why am I trying to do this to myself? So I just wanted to see. Okay.
Yeah.
So I think most of us are using Zapier, but there are definitely a few people using Make. So that's good to know. Amazing.
Yeah, that's great. And have anyone have any of you used Epify
So
before?
as a reminder for everyone, last week I was showing how to scrape LinkedIn profiles, and Apify was what I was using. And then someone mentioned that it's actually API-fi, which I call it Apify, but it's actually for APIs, which I thought was funny. Yeah, so just I think
API
it's we're gonna call it Apify, but I think it's hilarious. Okay, great.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
Yeah, actually, I just know this. But yeah, okay, API file. Cool. Yeah, that's great. Then I'm gonna showing you each of these MCP servers because each of them have their own differences and strengths. So let's get into it. The first example I'm gonna share with you is Zapier MCP, and I think you guys have probably known that Zapier has actually let me pull out another screen here. Share. Okay, so Zapier, I think I don't have to introduce you anything because it's so popular. But this is the platform where you can have access to, I think, 7,000 plus integrations. So they are one of the most used platforms for integrations for the past decade, I think. So they are quite good at what they are doing, integrations. Now they offer their own Zapier MCP, which can be accessed at Zapier MCP, zapier.com/MCP here. And here's the thing: once you go inside your Zapier MCP account, you would need to be able to create different MCP servers, and each of these MCP servers will as I have shared, think of them as toolkits. You can create different toolkits, and each of these toolkits can be provided with different tools. For example, I have this data for SEO MCP that have access that have this one single tool, get keyword suggestions, but you can create anything like Stripe MCP server that has two tools, or like this one lead capture has Google Sheets, and you may even create add another tool from another app like Gmail here, for example. So the idea is that you are building your different toolkits, and you can categorize these tools into buckets depending on the department or the function, or however you want to categorize them. So for me, there are a lot of good tools on Zapier MCP, but one of the tools I use a lot is data for SEO. So here's the thing: with Zapier MCP, you are adding individual actions to your MCP server. And in a moment, when I share with you Make MCP, you will see the difference. With Zapier, you are adding individual actions, like, for example, create a new row to a Google Sheet or send an email. But for Make.com, they are actually turning your scenarios, your multi-step workflow into a tool. So they are their approach is different when it comes to MCP. So for Zapier, because I'm adding individual actions to my toolkit, I find that Zapier very good for brainstorming and planning, strategizing tasks. Because, for example, when I'm doing SEO keyword research, I would need the AI to flexibly use the tools from data for SEO, for example, get keyword suggestions. And maybe it will need to get keyword suggestions for multiple seed keywords. And the actual seed keyword to use would be different depending on what I need. So yeah, so I think, so what I did is that on my MindPal account, I actually have this SEO keyword researcher, as you can see here. And this one, I will give it access to my data for SEO account toolkit via Zapier MCP. And to create a new MCP server on MindPal, you just go to the integrations tab, then head over to MCPs, then add a new remote MCP server here. And then you can just go back to your Zapier MCP account, go to the connect section to copy this server specific URL. This is the address of your MCP toolkit that I have shared before. Just paste it here and validate this MCP server. Okay, now as you can see, because I added just one tool to my data for SEO MCP, get keyword suggestions. MindPal said that the connection has been successful. It found 3 tools. The first 2 are like utility tools added by Zapier, but this one is important. Get keyword suggestions from data for SEO. So that means the server is connected successfully. Now I have this one MCP connected to my SEO keyword researcher. So I don't know about you, but for me, sometimes I just have random ideas about what I could do with MCP, with SEO for MindPal. And then I want to validate my ideas. Then I can just go open this SEO keyword researcher to ask for it. So for example, maybe I want to write make an article about use cases of model context protocol. Let's say I will ask it to what are the keywords I can target. So then this SEO keyword researcher will automatically run the data for SEO get keyword suggestions, as you can see here. And as you can see, it automatically formulate the request, the location, the language, the instructions, the keyword, model context protocol. Okay, it said that there was an error with the data for SEO tool. I will try again without the order by parameter. So I can just say it, try again without mentioning any order by stuff. Okay, it's trying again.
And I think one thing that's important about this also is like some people may say, why not just ask ChatGPT for SEO keywords? Why would I want to use a tool like this? So why would you want to connect it to a tool like this that is, I have ideas for how you would answer that, but I'd love to know what your thoughts are, because I know that's something that a lot of people think, oh, I can just go to ChatGPT and ask for SEO keywords.
Yeah, that's a great question, because the key thing here is data for SEO has real-time SEO data. So actually, there is some trouble with this. For some reason, the tool is automatically adding the order by parameter, which is causing this error. But let me try again. But essentially, when you run this tool, when it returns the keyword suggestions based on the seed keyword, it actually includes the search volume data and the competition level data as well. So it's more comprehensive and accurate compared to just generate a list of keywords alone, like you can do with ChatGPT or Claude. Let me try that again. Find the best keywords. I think there is some problem with the instructions. Not sure if it's a momentary thing, because when I tried it just before the call, it still works. Let me try again with instructions, 5 keywords.
I also noticed that, like you had said, if you use the actual tool language, that was helpful also.
The tool language?
Like,
yeah.
I don't know what you call it, but yeah, like that.
Yeah.
What do you call that?
True.
On GHL, they call it the scope.
Yeah, this one is the tool name, but the arguments, the request would contain arguments. Let me wait. Okay, let me try again. I always run into trouble with Zapier MCP whenever I demo it. It
I
always
was just saying it's camera
behind the
shy. I
scenes.
know.
Yeah, but it
So can we?
for some reason
Oh,
it always happened to Zapier MCP. Okay, I think I got the actual results now. As you can see, this is the get keyword suggestion. Here are some keywords you can target, and it actually include the data of the search volume, as you can see here. Okay, that's a lot. Yeah, but for me, I often have some random ideas for SEO throughout the day, like for blog posts or for like things like free tools that I can do for MindPal. So having this SEO keyword researcher really helps when I need to do some research for the tool. But this is just one use case. Actually, the thing that I often use is I also put it into a workflow like this. So for example, this is a workflow I have for SEO content engine that I use internally for MindPal. So essentially what it does is that I want this workflow to help me brainstorm content plan for a certain content pillar for SEO. But it would need to like generate the plan based on actual keyword research data that it would take into account the search volume and difficulty levels of all the keywords relevant to the pillar and prioritize them and come up with a content plan for me. So this is so I just set up this multi-agent workflow on MindPal that will take in the pillar topic, and then the first agent here would brainstorm some seed keywords. And this is not this step doesn't have to use any tool. So actually I can remove this out of the agent. So I don't want the agent to use the MCP tool for data for SEO all the time. But then when it comes to the next step, keyword suggestion loop, this step will loop through each seed keyword brainstorm from the last step here. And it will generate a list of keyword suggestions using the data for SEO via Zapier MCP server that I have just created. And it will return the result together with a search volume and competition level for each keyword in the table as well. And then it will prioritize the keywords for me. So with all this whole chunk of keywords generated, it will analyze them and remove irrelevant keywords, then categorize the keywords and group them into different clusters, like topic clusters. And then the final two steps would help me with generate content plan for each topic cluster here, and as well as content brief. So this is what I often do whenever I think of a new pillar that I want to target for MindPal. So now, like whenever I have an idea, like for example, AI automation, let me try that. Hopefully Zapier will work as usual this time. AI automation here. So the pillar is AI automation. These are some suggested seed keywords. And then I have this step to use data for SEO get keyword suggestions to check the actual keyword results. Okay, for some reason, it just keep returning the order by. Then I think I can show you an example, a workflow run that I have just run. So sorry, I think not sure what happened with.
I think the technology is like changing so fast also, right? That sometimes we're just going to get little hiccups in it.
Yeah. So here, I think I have this. So this is that SEO content engine workflow that I have shown you. I provided AI automation as a topic, and it suggests some seed keywords. And then I have this keyword suggestion loop to just suggest me some keywords that I can use. As you can see, because it's getting the keyword suggestions from data for SEO that directly. It also has the search volume and competition level. So this is not some made up data. This actually comes from data for SEO here. So I have all this list of keywords for every single like seed keyword here. Before I have another step to do to prioritize the keywords and keep going on with the content plan. Okay, yeah. So this one is the prioritize keyword step, where it will group these keywords into topic clusters for the other two steps to come up with content plan. So yeah, so this is it. I think, but I think like this is just one use case. I have seen some other people doing pretty cool stuff with data for SEO. For example, one of the most impressive use cases I have seen is somebody they make a workflow that perform a comprehensive AI like SEO audit for their client's website. So they actually like based on the information of a business, the client information, they would come up with topic clusters with keyword suggestions, and then they check the sitemap of their client's website, extract all the links there, and doing an optimization for both the title, the meta description, and all for each of the pages. So it's pretty cool. So I think,
and I think
with
this is like,
yeah.
I know not all of us are doing specific SEO services or SEO for our own stuff, even though we've been talking about this a lot lately, and we should be for our own stuff at least. I really want everyone to pull back and look at, like, what other tools are you using? Like Panda and I are building out this astrology tool, right? That's going to be combining all these things together using APIs and all this kind of stuff. Barbara Jenks, I'm sure there's other things that are in like the leadership space, like a disc profile or other, other tools that you may use that you could actually build your own version of to do an initial audit on someone's communication style. Dave, I know you were mentioning Google business profiles. Like, I'm not 100% sure if you can pull Google business profiles in here, but I think the more that we can look at, like, Tham just showed us this one use case. It's taken me a little bit of time to realize, like, what would actually really solve a problem for me and for my clients and speed things up for them. And I just think the more we see examples like this, the more those light bulbs are going to go off for you when you least expect it. So really looking at these examples, it's seriously awesome. Brenda, did you have something right now?
You're on mute, Brenda.
Oh yeah, I'm smart. Um, a lot of people are having questions. They're like, why would you need the server? And I think one of the things that MindPal does, right? So when you're connecting to, say, Notion, or you're connecting to Gmail or Google Docs, it's like having like your avatar and then you're adding on power packs kind of to yourself, right? So now you add on like the Notion power pack, and the Notion MCP server is very, very powerful. So it knows how to create a page, how to do these things. So each server is very different in what they're saying. Here's my capabilities are. Like, some servers are better than others, right? And because people are like, why would I need this? Why couldn't I just do it through
ChatGPT or whatever? And
right.
totally. So you're going to be, you as like the expert behind the business, you will know, like, Ahrefs compared to Surfer compared to whatever. Like, there's different benefits within these different tools, and when you connect them inside Zapier or Make on the back end to create this MCP server, you then have an account with that other tool, and but it pulls it all together where you can like talk to that tool. Like, for example, I just am in a chat right now because I'm testing and playing with things also while we're doing this. And I said to High Level, give me my to a MindPal chat, I said, send me a list of my most highly engaged buyers. And it just pulls all of their information, their emails, their phone numbers, where usually I would have to go to that tool and search that stuff and like go deep into the tool and search for it. With this SEO keyword tool that she's talking about here, she would usually have to go log into that tool, search for the keywords, bring that back over to ChatGPT, or whatever you're using. But now that you can stack all these actions together at once using AI as the assistant that goes and talks to these other tools.
Yeah, I totally agree with Molly. I think the key thing here is that you don't have to learn about MCP with and thinking that you have to use MCP in some ways. Like, don't force yourself into using MCP. If you the key thing here is like, you still should think about the problems you're having and what you're trying to do. And then if MCP is a good solution for that, then great, go ahead. But if it isn't, then just use something else. I think what matters is that you understand the different options you have. You have the option to build the traditional integrations on Zapier and Make or go high level. You have the option to use AI with MCP. But the more you understand the different options you have, then next time you got a task or a process that you do, and you can better decide which option is right for you, and you don't have to force yourself into using it at all. I think the key the goal for me in this call would be to show you guys what's possible with MCP, so you can know, like, next time you got a use case for AI automation, you will know which option or which path you can follow. So yeah, so I think let me go ahead with the next use case that I have right here for make.com. So actually, for Make, the cool thing about Make is that your unlike Zapier, in which you are building these MCP toolkits out of individual actions. With Make.com, you're actually turning your entire workflow into a tool for your AI to use. So for example, this is the Make.com workflow I'm gonna using as demo today. Let's say I'm having a lead capture workflow that I want to do two steps. One is to add the lead into my CRM. In this case, it would be a simple Google Sheet. This one, very simple. But in your case, you can replace this with your actual CRM here from Go High Level, HubSpot, etc. And then the second step would be to send a notification email to me that a new lead has just been added. Like in this case, you can change this to Gmail or your email client. For MindPal, we are using the email client from Amazon SES that directly. So we have this HTTP request to make the email request here. But yeah, so these are the two steps in this workflow. But because this is a workflow, you can add any steps here. So that's the cool thing. And Molly, you want to say anything?
Yeah, I just have a question. So are you using MCP in this at all right now or no?
We are using MCP here, but I will show you where MCP is. So
okay, so just to reiterate, this example that you're showing us is someone ends up going into information goes into a Google Sheet and then it calls your email provider. Is that what you said?
Oh no, like I'm just quickly show you the example, but here's the use case. So one of the things that a lot of people are doing on MindPal is that they build out lead magnets out of the AI agents and workflows. So you build some mini tools, you give them for free. These tools would do some mini services for your visitors, and then you can subtly introduce your products and services. So one important thing of these lead magnets tools is the ability to add the lead information to the CRM, right? Before MCP, we actually have a toggle for you to put a form in your chatbot to collect the user information. But the thing is that it's very rigid, like it shows the form every time.
So this is actually something that we've never talked about, but it actually drove me crazy. So I'm really excited that you're talking about it. So I just want to highlight exactly what we're talking about here. Let's say you create a tool that is in a chat bot that is a lead magnet, kind of like we do with custom GPTs. And you want to get that person's information so that, like, their email address or whatever, and have them automatically opted into your email list straight from a chat bot. So in the chat conversation, and I don't know if Sarah Baker's on, but she was asking about this inside Instagram chat with as well. But in the chat conversation, if they give their email address and name, with MCP now, right in the chat conversation, it can automatically update them inside your email service provider, whatever it is, whether it's ConvertKit, high level, blah, 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 whatever, and send them an email based on what they said inside that chat, which is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And before, there was a toggle inside here that you would turn on and off that would put a little box on top, because MindPal was awesome in trying to solve this for us. But that box would pop up every time, and it doesn't feel conversational. It doesn't feel engaging. It feels like oh, this person's trying to market to me. But if it's within
Yeah.
the chat, then it feels more like a real helpful, like, actual person or agent helping you out when it's actually in the chat. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yeah, that's correct. I can show you exactly what I mean. So here I have this chatbot. No, not this one. This one. Let me open that. So before MCP, actually you can still collect the user information by turning this on. And let's say let's say something like let let's get to know each other or something like that. And then you can ask for their email, for example. Let's save this. Then when the user go into the chatbot, they actually see this form right away. So that makes the interaction quite unnatural, because before they even use this mini tool that you set to be giving away for free, you are asking for some information. So it's okay to get started, but it's becoming quite rigid. So what you can do instead of this is you can actually allow your AI, this same AI agent, access to your, okay, I haven't saved that. Turn this on, turn this off. Yeah. Okay, I think this one is cached. The data is cached or something. So let me save it again. Okay, anyway, so what you can do instead with MCP is you give this same AI agent access to your CRM. So that means you can instruct it to just provide the mini service for free first. Don't ask about anything else. And then in some certain circumstances that the agent feels appropriate, it should introduce about you, about your business and services, and then it will ask the user for their information in just the chat interface. No forms, no any like things. It's just the chat interface, and this chatbot can collect the information for you, then add to your CRM behind the scenes. So it makes the interaction more convenient. So what it I think I can show you like the demo first before I go into how I set this up. Essentially, when I for example ask something like okay, I think not this one. This is actually the one that I added this. As something like for example, I build this AI terminology expert as a hypothetical lead magnet for a hypothetical company called MindPal. Now I can ask it something like, okay, what is MCP? And it will give me the results, and then it will introduce about MindPal at the end here. As you can see, at MindPal, we specialize in this. Will you be interested in learning more? Then I think I can say, okay. And then it will ask me for my information, my name, company, and stuff. Then I can say something like, Okay, so this is me. My role here. This is my email. Let me just use this. And a brief description, maybe connecting my AIs to MCP. And then based on all of this information, it will add the information to this new lead to my CRM. So let me check. Okay, okay, as you can see, it just added the information here. This is the information that I just entered in the chat. And if you check my email, let me refresh, reload this. Okay, let me open this again. Okay, it just sent me a new email. There is a new lead capture from the chatbot. This is the name, this is the stuff like that. You can view all leads here, and I can click here to check all the leads. So so that's how it works. And the way I set this up is that I turn the make scenario that I have just shown you shortly before, including one step to add to the Google Sheet and another step to send email to myself as notification. I turn this whole workflow into an MCP server. And the way you can do that on Make is that you just set the workflow to run on demand here. Choose on demand, and on demand means that this scenario only run when something requests to run it. And in this case, the MindPal agent requests to run this workflow. And the second thing that you should pay attention to is the scenario inputs and outputs here. So what's cool about make.com is that you can actually control what's go inside and what's go out of your MCP tool. So in this case, in order to add a new lead to the CRM, I would need this information like the name, email, company role, demands, etc., based on the format of my CRM. And then I can define the inputs here inside the scenario inputs. And when the AI agent on MindPal requests to run this tool, it will make sure to collect all of the requested information in the scenario inputs. So it will send the inputs to this scenario, and then I can map the scenario input here to the actual values here. And that's why it's able to get the data and add to the Google Sheets, as well as send email, as you can see. So, and let's take a closer look at how make.com MCP works. If you go here,
so just pause for 1 second as everyone's watching this. So basically these different tools, like we did Zapier, and you saw that with that one version of Zapier, we set up the other, it was the category when she set up the MCP there was called other. And then it was just a URL that you had to bring here and install. For Make, now she's going to show us that what we're going to do with Make to turn it into, to take the MCP and bring it here. When we get to high level, it'll be an Appify. There's different ways of setting up these MCPs in here. So just know that this is one way. And you can see, like, just as an example, in the Appify one, do you see all these different things underneath it? Those are all the tools that come in that MCP toolkit. So there's lots of different use cases. What's really cool about what she just said about the Make one is that it's almost like you're building out your own, like exactly like you said, Dan, like you're building out your own workflow, and that whole workflow becomes the MCP, not just the tool itself. And there's other ways that you can do things like that. But as you show the Make version, do we just install the URL, or what's the process with connecting Make?
Yeah, they actually have documentation about that if you want to read more. But the short version is that you can have they have a server URL that looks like this, and you can get this from your profile here, your profile dashboard. go to API and MCP access, and you can take this one here. And
So for
so-
just for us, if we were going to build a new MCP inside of Make, we would add a token and connect it to that.
yes, actually, I would recommend you guys to check out this Make MCP server documentation. They explain exactly how to do
Great.
that. It's quite straightforward, but there are also some differences. For example, the way the URL is constructed is that you have the location of your makeaccount.com here. For me, it's US2, but somebody who's in the EU, they may have a different thing here. And
So
then
this is more similar to how the high level works as well. Okay, continue on. Sorry, I messed up.
yeah. And then this part is the same for everyone, but then we also have this little thing here. This is where, like, if you don't have this is a carry parameter where you can provide the scopes of your MCP toolkit. So by default, if you just provide it like this, like I can show you, if I just provide this single URL without that carry parameter of scenario IDs, and I validate this, you can see that it actually add all the scenarios I have in my account that are set as on demand. So these I have these 6
Oh.
scenarios on Make that are set as run on demand. So it just get all of these 6 tools here. But the thing is, the more tools you add to your AI agent, the more you are diluting the AI agent's attention to the job. So I would recommend you to limit what the AI agent can access when it comes to tools. Just add the tools that one single AI agent needs. In this case, my AI agent just needs the tool to capture the lead here. It doesn't need the tool to check calendar availability or save blog posts. So that's why I add this extra carry parameters scenario ID to include the ID of my scenario here.
And for those who aren't familiar with Make, that little workflow in Make is called a scenario. So basically, she's putting the ID code from that scenario. And where do you find that inside of Make?
Yeah, when you go back to your scenario here, for example, I think I just showed, yeah, this one. Then you can find it inside the URL. Can you see my, I think you can see it, but
oh, I know what you mean. It's like at the end of the browser at the URL. Great. Okay, so
yeah.
do you have the did you put that link in the chat?
Yes. So it would be something like this. So this is my link, and you can see that they have the scenarios / something edit that that little.
Oh, that's not even what I meant. I'm so sorry. That's like gonna be. I'm gonna delete that so we don't all have access to your stuff.
Okay.
But can you put the link to the MindPal the Make instructions, like the Make guide that you shared earlier that you showed?
This one, right?
Yeah, that one that you were just showing.
Yeah, it would be something when you check the URL of your browser.
Oh, I'm sorry, Pam. I know you had given there was a document, a link from Make explaining how to do it. So we don't have this one. Can you just share this with us?
Yes. I just share it with you guys in the chat.
Perfect. And then I'll go through you guys and do another separate, like without questions or anything, solo video just on that. But I think that's super, super helpful. I think just for time, if we can go, this is like, there's so much, you guys, that's possible here. So one little question that I have that we've come into with both Make and Zapier is sometimes when we are asking it to do something within a workflow, it gets a little stuck. And you had suggested something to me via email, which has been really helpful, which is I add in the list of the tools that it has access to in the actual conversation, in the task inside the workflow. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, yes.
Because that was really
I know
helpful.
what you mean. Yeah, that's a great question. So here's the thing. When you are I actually I'm about to discuss that
With
later
the
on.
Amplify?
Yeah, yeah.
Great.
No, no, a little bit
Oh,
later. I have
okay.
compiled a list of the tips I have, and one of the tip I have here is you should give clear instructions on when and how to use the tools found in an MCP server for your AI agent. So the thing here is, even though you don't have to configure every single thing of the tool, you don't have to like babysit the AI for everything. But when you load a bunch of tools into an AI agent, it needs to pay attention to a lot of things. And sometimes without the context about your business, it will not be 100% sure when to use what, like based on your own preferences or how you often work. So in this case, if you like try, you should test the MCP server, and if you found that the AI agent isn't working as expected, you should teach it how to use it. So for example, let me show you. I think actually lately I have been working with Jane from our community. I think I can show you an example that I have been helping her with. Um, let me see which one. Okay, so for example, she has this workflow. I hope that she can she allows me to share this.
She's awesome. So
I
I'm
really,
sure she'll love that we're celebrating. This is Jane Slacksmith.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she has a huge workflow that help you to generate analysis and stuff. And then in the final step here, she wants the AI to compile the insights into an actual Google Docs report inside her Google Drive account, and then share that Google Docs with the email of the user of this workflow, as well as send an email to that user confirming that, hey, your report is available at this link. So we are asking the AI to do a lot of things in one step here. So what I and her have found together is that it's best to define an operational process to the AI in this case. So sure, you can just let the AI like YOLO and use the tools independently, but if you have a clear requirement in mind, you should let the AI know. So in this case, I just give very clear instructions here. First, the AI should create a new document, then it will add the content, then it will share the newly created file with this email address, and then send an email to this email address, and then return the final URL. So what I mean is that you should be very specific and clear with the AI if you are asking the AI to use different tools. Like for maximum effectiveness, it's just like you're working with a human employee or with your VA, right? If you give them a lot of power, you should give them the instructions on how to use these different powers too. And the way you can do that is you can like you should like define exactly when to use the tool or how to use it or the order of using the tool. So that would make the AI much more reliable when following your
And this was
expectations.
really helpful to me because so much of what we're doing is using very conversational language. And that's
Mm-hmm.
what you'll be able to do in the future when you're talking to it, but either within the agent itself or in the task in a workflow like this. Do you notice how, like, scroll up to or see right here where it says Google Docs append text to document with the dashes and the quotes? I would never think to say Google Docs append text to document. That's like not conversational English. But if
Uh-huh.
when we set up the integration, you can see what each of those tasks are actually called within the MCP. And so why not be as clear as possible by repeating back the actual title of the MCP task back
Yeah.
to it, the MCP tool back to it. So that was super, super helpful for me.
Yeah.
Hey, and I don't know if Lila's on this, but also just adding in like begin with the H2 slash heading for the section title, rather than just saying to it, like, use headers and markup, right? By giving it that specific instruction, it's telling it exactly how you want it to be formatted. So I think this is really, really valuable.
Yeah. Again, all of this is totally optional. You don't have to do this, but this is just the way we prompted it after multiple times of testing this MCP server. This is the like optimal prompt that we see the AI is being able to follow. So that's why we came up with this. So yeah, keep that in mind when you build out the agents with MCP. Just being like as helpful as possible to your AI to help it achieve the job better. Okay, now the last example I'm gonna show you. This one is exciting because actually I'm gonna have a gift for you guys by the Epify team themselves. They have asked me to give a gift to you guys. So
This is
make
so
sure
exciting.
to stay tuned. Yeah, so this is very special. Like out of all of these three platforms, Epify is the team that they are very helpful. And they just gave me a gift to give to you guys. So yeah, so for Epify, no, Apify, API-Fi, yeah.
I think it's actually Appify. I just thought it was interesting that it's not about apps, it's about APIs, you know?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, let me open up this. So for Apify, if you don't know,
As you're doing this, also, like, we never really explained why to use MindPal. I think we're all used to using MindPal, but MindPal is giving us the ability to create the chat on the front of it so we can do all this stuff behind the scenes. Without a chat ability on the front, it's really hard to connect everything else. So that's why we're using MindPal for this, just so you know. So I'm going to put the MindPal code in the chat if you guys are like, what the heck is even MindPal? I'm putting this in the chat with a discount code that Dam has given us, which is so generous. So as you're jumping into Appify, I'm going to put MindPal in the chat too.
yeah, okay. So for Apify, if you don't know yet, this is a store that provide you specialized web scrapers and data automation tools. And by specialized, I mean they provide, like, as you can see, 5,000 pre-built actors for web scraping and automation. And since each of these tools here are specialized, they purposely built for each data source or each website. They are much better at scraping the data compared to generic web scrapers available on AI apps like MyPal or even ChatGPT and Claude. So if you have tried it before, you would know that when it comes to, let's say, scraping YouTube videos or scraping LinkedIn profiles, for example, by default, all of these websites have very strict blocking mechanisms. So generic web scrapers won't work. But the cool thing about Epify is that they have all of these specialized tools for a lot of categories here. They have Google Maps, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, etc., Apollo, and many more. And you are paying per usage of these web scrapers. So it's very affordable compared to using like the some other tools. And the cool thing about Apify is that they also had their own MCP server that is compatible with MyPal. I'm gonna leave the link to their MCP server documentation here. I think it's mcp.apify.com. Okay, here, I'm gonna leave the link to their actual documentation for you to have a look. But essentially, you can also connect your AI agent to these 5,000 web scrapers instantly with just a simple URL. And one cool use case that I have found people already using is that they build a podcast guest researcher workflow like this that takes in the guest information, like the guest name, the profile URLs, could be any personal websites or social media.
Wait,
And
and it's taken in
podcasting-
as text, not as a URL?
Yeah.
Because,
Yeah.
and so just so everybody sees this, this is because MindPal is not doing the pulling of the data with the URL. It's pulling in just the text, which it's going to send to Appify to do the pulling of the data, correct?
Yes, yes, yes. And the reason why I intentionally put it this way, because when it comes to scraping social media platforms like LinkedIn, Instagram, or YouTube or Facebook, etc., it's very challenging to scrape them like with the built-in scrapers alone. So I just give it as the text here, and then the web scraping responsibility will be delegated to Appify. So in the second step, guest background research, as you can see here, this is done by my podcast guest researcher agent workflow agent. And this agent, it has access to the Appify MCP, as you can see here. I ask it that it will thoroughly examine each profile URL provided. So if it's links from LinkedIn or YouTube, Instagram, it should use the specialized scrapers by Appify. But if it's a conventional website, then it can just use this scrape a website tool, which is a built-in tool on MindPal. And if you're wondering how to have this purple highlights into the prompt, the way you can do that is that on MindPal, you can press add to mention anything, any tool inside the prompt here. So you can do it that way. And then I ask it to like just synthesize the insights and come up with any talking points, etc. And if you take a closer look at the MCP, Appify MCP that I have here, the way I make this up is that with Appify, you can provide the URL as mcp.appify.com together with an actors carry parameter that define which web scrapers to be provided to this MCP toolkit. So on Appify, they call this actors. But
just
you
to go
can,
because this is the one thing that like I never would have figured out if you hadn't done the video where and I told you guys this on our call earlier that Sam explaining this is the only reason I got this to work. So just like Make has scenarios, just like MindPal has workflows, within Appify, they have actors, which are like the AI agents. It's the tool within Appify that will scrape a specific type of platform. And so when you write this question mark, anytime you have that little question mark at the end of a link, it's giving it its own little parameter. So that's like what you do with an affiliate link. It's what you do with a UTM code, different things like that. But in this case, when you put that question mark, then you put actors equals, and then you're pulling the information from the URL that, or the little stuff that it gives you inside Appify. And then you also have to make some other adjustments to it. So this is the part where it gets a little tricky, where you become an actual wizard.
Yeah. That's great. I actually have done a detailed walkthrough of Appify MCP on MindPal's YouTube channel. So let me put the link here. For you to have a look afterwards.
And I'm going to compile all of this
details.
into our guide, everybody. So just know that it'll all be in one guide.
Yeah. Don't worry. It's just overall it's straightforward, but there are different terms that each of these platforms use. So if you're new to them, you may find it a little bit difficult to understand at first, but I assure you, as soon as you understand what each of these sites are possible, then you will easily be able to use these tools. So essentially, what I'm doing here is that, like, as you know, Appify has 5,000 actors here, so it wouldn't make sense if I just load all 5,000 tools to my AI, because it will just overload their context window. They will just be confused of so many tools provided to them. So what I did is that I limit the scope of what they can do. In this case, they can do LinkedIn people profile scraper. And this is the name of the scraper. So if you go to here, you search for a scraper that you want, in this case, like LinkedIn here. you will go inside and there would be the name of the scraper that you can copy here. So this is the name, it's coming from here, just so you know. It can scrape LinkedIn people profile, it can scrape YouTube, it can scrape Instagram, but you can add more. Like Apify has a lot more web scrapers here. You can add TikTok, you can add Facebook, you can add, I don't know, many other things. So just add any actors that you need in this case. And once you make sure to include your Apify token too, and then once you validate that, you will find that MindPal has connected successful and found these 20 tools. There are a lot of utility tools here, but you don't have to care about them. The 3 most important tools that you care about is LinkedIn People Profile Scraper, YouTube, and Instagram Scraper here. That means now your AI, your MCP search server is set up correctly. And now MindPal, this podcast guest researcher agent now has access to all of these 3 scrapers so that it can do its job. So yeah, and then based on this guest background research, I have another 2 other agents to generate the questionnaire for the podcast, as well as the introduction script for the podcast episode about that guest. Now, yeah, let's try this out. I can start a new run and provide some input here. For example, let's say my guest could be Lenny. Lenny Rajiski. This is one of my favorite podcasters. And here are some of his profile URLs. I have a YouTube and a LinkedIn profile here. And then the podcast episode theme could be something like how podcasters can leverage AI for their work. Now let's hit continue. Okay, now first, the guest background research is triggered, and as you can see, it is like using both of these tools simultaneously to get the results from LinkedIn and YouTube. And if you take a closer look at the raw results here, you will see that it is able to get all the data such as the about information, experience, education, and all of these things. So it is able to come up with the key highlights, relevance to podcast theme, potential discussion points, etc., which will be the input for the next 2 steps to generate the outline, the questionnaire, and finally the script of the podcast here. So yeah, that's it. This is one use case that you can take as inspiration. But I believe if you take some time to explore Apify, you can think of a lot more cool use cases to use. For example, just earlier this morning, I saw that a customer of MindPal share, they are using the YouTube scraper on Apify. I don't know which, but one of these scrapers, they can actually scrape the channel information, the video data, as well as the comments. So they build some sort of a YouTube content researcher that they can ask that agent anything about, for example, check the latest video from MindPal's channel, check the comments to see what people are talking about, and any content gaps, etc., that I can cover in my own channel. And it will be able to do so because these scrapers are very powerful. It is able to scrape things that normally AI cannot see. So yeah, make sure you have a look around. I think that they have a lot of like goodies for you to explore here. And
seriously awesome. And I've used Apify
yeah.
actually for a while to do client research on content. But
Yeah.
I've just recently started connecting it with AI and automation like this, but there's so many amazing possibilities. So we'll keep use cases coming for you as well.
Yeah, totally. Because here, you guys can go to the Apify store and just take a look at all of these actors they have. They have actors for lead gen, for news, for e-commerce, for real estate, for social media, for travel, so many things here. And all these are very good. So yeah, make sure you have a look at them. And I'm excited to share about Apify today because uh, uh, let me jump into this first because the Apify team actually gave you guys a gift, and this is actually exclusive to you guys because I haven't even got this discount code for the MindPal community yet. This you guys are the first to use this discount code. So the Apify team has given me this discount code MyPal with a dash and Apify for 30% off for first 3 months on apify.com. And this is available only for first 100 users. So make sure you use it while it's still available. And this is
I'm so
again,
grateful that you're sharing that
yeah.
with us. So them actually messaged me privately about this and was like, "Oh my gosh, I just got these for 100 people. Do you want one?" So I used it right away. I was very, very excited. And if you already have it, I was able to, I don't know, I used it somehow. I upgraded with it or something. I don't know. What if people already have Appify?
I'm not sure about that. Maybe you guys can ask the Apify team on how to apply that to next renewal cycles.
It's a good idea. Yeah, love that.
Yeah. But yeah, this is quite a very special gift because normally it's very hard to get the discounts. But I actually, I talked to the team myself, and I'm able to get this for you guys. So huge thanks to the Apify team for this.
And when a lot of people have been asking about how to charge for things if you're building out tools for example within Appify. So just to show I'm looking at their payment plan on my side. You can, it's basically you're charged by how many runs go on for the actors. And so they have it all explained the way that the pricing works. And I love they have a really great little scale. And eventually it tells you like how many use the credits basically it uses. So I would play with it and build things for yourself first, and then as you start seeing how the credits work, you'll start to kind of see how long it takes for things. So
yes, yeah. So one thing to keep in mind is that Apify actually gives you $5 in credits for free trial. So you don't have to upgrade right now. Just go in
and I
there.
used that $5 for
out.
like 2 whole years. And then I couldn't figure out why when I attached it to our AI tool why it wasn't working, but it's because I hadn't actually paid for it, which I couldn't believe. So
Yeah.
it lasted a while.
Yeah, their tools are very, very cheap. So even $5, you can like have 2 weeks or even a month of testing, and it still not cost you all $5. So their tools, their web scrapers tools are very affordable. So yeah, make sure to try them out, and then when you're ready to upgrade, use this code. And it's only available for 100 users, so maybe you should spend some time to test them quickly and make sure to use this code. But
I
yeah,
love it.
but
Amazing. Okay, I'm trying to be mindful of time also, and I want to make sure we get to the high level stuff. I also just realized in the calendar, I only put it as an hour, even though you and I had decided it was going to be 2. So let's what else you got for us? And let me know when I can jump into the high level stuff too. I'm just really, really excited about all of this.
yeah, I think that's it for me. I actually have this little section here, but I think I have covered the most important thing. Like make sure you teach your AI agent how to use the tools, not just loading the tools into your AI agent, and that's it. But yeah, I think you can screenshot this maybe. And these are just some tips I have learned over time. So the most important thing is still the give instructions, but then you can have a look at check these 5.
Amazing. Thank you.
Yeah.
And actually one other question came up earlier that I know we've talked a little bit about, but if you go back into MindPal integrations, can you show us the different, like, what is the difference between using the native Gmail integration and an MCP? Someone was asking that inside our chat in the community earlier.
Yeah, actually not much difference. Here's the thing, just for some context, on MindPal we have some built-in tools. We also have native integrations with some of these apps. And then we have MCP. One thing to keep in mind is that these native integrations, although we are trying to add as many as possible, but they are still quite limited. So each of these, there are only a few things you can do which each of these apps. So but like if you found that this is just what you need, then you can just use the native integrations directly. But then if you have more advanced use cases, for example, if you have a make.com workflow and you want to turn into an MCP, then there's no way you can use native integrations instead of that. So you can use MCP. Or for example, if you want to connect with tools that are not available here, for example, you want to connect to data for SEO, it's only available with from MCP. Or if you want to bring specialized web scrapers from Apify into here, you would need to use MCP as well. So it depends on what you need. I suggest that if if you need to just send email, for example, you can just go ahead and just use the Gmail integration here. And if it works enough for you, then you don't have to use MCP at all. But then if you have more other needs, then you can explore MCP as a solution.
Great. Amazing. And I think both you and I actually used the Gmail example on Zapier when running through this. And I think that's just because it's easy for everyone to understand, right? So I would just know there's a lot of other capabilities.
Yeah, actually, one note, the reason why for that specific use case of lead capture, I actually prefer to use a workflow like that because actually, like just think about it this way. For that use case, the process to take in the lead and send email, it's more reliable to be put into a workflow. Like the AI doesn't have to know about all about this. It just know, like we are separating the concerns in this case. We have one, the AI is mainly responsible for interacting with the end user. And then we have the make.com scenario workflow to process that data. So I'm separating these two for maximum like efficiency in this case, because like it's just my preference. Because like if you add, the more tools you add to an AI, the more you are diluting the AI agent's attention. So you can think about it like it's the agent is just like human. We have a limited bandwidth of how much information we can process, right? You can provide all the information and it may be it can still do the job for you, but it would not do the job as effectively as just having the right information and the right tools, not like nothing redundant. So just one little tip for you.
Amazing. Okay, awesome. So just for time, are you guys good if I quickly show you the high level stuff and then we can take some more questions as well? I just want to make sure because I know a lot of people wanted that. And what time is it for you, Tham?
It's almost midnight for me.
Okay, so also I'm just so grateful that you are showing up with us here in the middle of the night. Oh yeah, and a lot of people are asking about your podcast researcher. Is that a specific secret workflow?
No, it's not a specific workflow. Let me share that with you guys. But just
would that
so
be amazing? You know. You're awesome.
Yeah, let me share this. One thing to know is that you would need to connect to the Apify MCP yourself because like this is specific to your account. So I want to share the workflow with you. You will get the prompts and all the things, but you would need to make sure you connect the Apify MCP so it works.
So you want to just, when you go into it, you want to click duplicate this workflow. It'll bring it into your account, and then you'd add your Apify on the back end.
Yeah. Here, this is the link to the podcast guest research.
Thank you. You're the best. So grateful. Amazing. Okay, all the whooshes for Tham here as well, and she's in our Facebook community. Also, you know, they also build things for people over at MindPal. So I'm just so grateful to have you just as a friend and as someone who helps make such magic happen. It's so good. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm going to walk through the high level version as well, and then I can stay on and answer some more questions. I want to make sure that I know I said we'd do all this within the 2 hours. I do have some time to answer questions after, but I'm going to start a new recording here so we have this high level one separate on its own. Tham, we are so grateful. We love MindPal so much. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Yay, we're so glad.